Hey folks, wanted to drop in and chat for a second about the assignment coming up for Module 7. Seems fairly straightforward, give me an outline of your paper. And students seem to stumble with this. A lot of students, and I get this, you're doing your reading and maybe it's electronic books you're using or web sources and you're cut and paste, throwing it into a document, hanging on to it over there going, I want to cite this and use this, and I get that. That's not a bad way to work, right? But turning that in is not going to make you successful this week. What will make you successful is something that looks like what I've got behind me on my whiteboard. And it's going back to high school English, 9th, 10th, 11th grade, wherever it was you picked it up, of how to write that outline using the Roman numerals, and underneath every Roman numeral there's a capital A, capital B, and underneath each A, B there's sub bullets, little 1, little 2, that lay out your paper. A lot of students push back and go, but that's not how I work. I'm going to offer this up to you, that working like this helps you be organized. It helps you not miss critical elements in the rubric. It takes some stress off of you at the end when it's time to sit and write, because you now have this outline, this guide to make sure you're on track. And then you can take all the great cut and paste stuff and know where it goes and be organized in your thoughts, and not have to include all those. Furthermore, and as I said before, and in addition to, and all those kind of filler sentences that all of us want to type as we're trying to put thoughts on paper, it really helps organize. A little more thought about this. The way I would do this if I were a student in this class, not just for this assignment, but also for the final, where I'm doing my writing, is I would take the rubric, and I'm an old school troglodyte, I get that about the way I kind of process things and work. I try to be adaptive to new technology, but sometimes old school works best, right? I take this column here, the critical elements column. These are the large Roman numerals for your outline. Because if you put all of these, and I get, the last one's always articulation of response, and it's hard to, outline that, right? But outside of that one, the first bullet at the top is analysis of policy, evolution, and changes. That's my number one. And I look at proficient because, frankly, if you hit proficient in every category, you've got an A. I don't know if you've ever done the math behind this, but that's kind of how this works at SNHU. If you get proficient everywhere, then that's a low A. So, that's great. So for evolution and changes of policy, proficient says, analyze how American policy evolved during the Cold War and the corresponding actions the United States took. Use specific examples of how policy changed and why. Well, there's your A and B underneath number one. What were the specific policies during the Cold War? A, B. A is the policy, B is how it changed. Little 1, little 2, specific examples. If you're talking about the Marshall Plan is 1A, sub-bullet 1, sub-bullet 2 are a couple of facts about the Marshall Plan. B, how did it change? Sub-bullet 1, sub-bullet 2 are a couple of specific examples of what the Marshall Plan changed, or how the Marshall Plan changed, whichever approach you're taking. And just go down and fill that out. Repercussions of the Marshall Plan, same thing. Relationship identification, relationship between warfare and society. I will tell you that's where a lot of students miss. They don't link the policy to society. And if you look through here, relationship identification, relationship shift, all of those things, talk about society and how American policy impacted it. A lot of students kind of drop that. I can read entire 15 pages and never see a mention of society. That really hurts, right? But if you've got it in your outline and you know you need to put it in there, you will find a way to get that in there. So that's my thoughts about it. If you've got questions, you can always reach out, m.caldwell@snhu.edu. We'll see if we can bounce it back and forth over an email or two. If that's not working out for us, okay, let's set up some time to video chat. I hope this helps. If not, let me know. And I've definitely made it worse for you. I'd like to know that as well. But that's what I'm looking for. Something that looks like this for your week 7 submission with those large Roman numerals, the A, B, and the subpoints. Okay? So, got any questions, hit me up, let me know. Thanks for your time.